Kia ora, Kim.
Kia ora.
Thanks for having a chat about your amazing poem, Dance of Sina. It was an incredible poem that inspired me to write a song by the same name, using your poem, basing the lyrics on your poem. And I was really curious to know what compelled you to write that poem in the first place.
So it was just before Kingsley Sina, our eldest 30th birthday, and it was summer, and I was thinking, I really want to write a piece for her, and I want to make it really special. So that was the focus, and as I was doing this, I was also thinking of my mother Rita Sina, who I'd named Courtney after. And so that came into play, and kind of about the same time I learnt about my mother's grandmother, who was also Sina Lepoa, Sina the flower. And I learnt in a very short space of time that, there were these women who were being born, who were strong, they were kind of fierce, and but they were living in a time when there was some constraints, which meant that they weren't fully realised. They were kind of misunderstood, but really they were just kind of ahead of their time. So with the focus on Courtney, I thought, well, this dance of the genes, this dance of Sina is finally realised. So Dance of Sina was born as a work.
Oh wow! So it's kind of like a lineage of disruptors, a whakapapa of Sina. So with whakapapa, how do you think that that's important to be in touch with during these times of COVID-19 existential pandemic crisis?
Yeah, well, I think that was a big thing about going into lockdown, and first experience for everyone, and kind of not really understanding until we were sort of in the midst of it, and realising how little you needed, and the main thing really was just touching base with family. So that was kind of your the cushion for you, and knowing that as long as you knew where everyone was and how they were while you were hunkering down in your home, in your bubble, you could get through this. And also we talked about thinking about our ancestors and their navigation centuries ago, sort of trusting their experience and faith in the stars, and thinking, well, if they can get through that, surely we can get through this.
Absolutely, yeah. And so this process of it's a new medium for you, working in music with a musician. How was that process for you? Because it's quite different, poetry is quite different to lyrics.
Oh, very much. So when I think about working with the written word, I'm working with symbols, and I'm looking at narratives. So coming into music, that was actually really scary, because it's something, well, I love music. Its creation is still a bit of a mystery to me, and as I said before, it's like taking the words of your poem to create lyrics, to kind of float on these clouds, which is the music, and the whole thing is just moving. I still don't quite understand how you did that, but
had great material to work with. Yeah,
huge respect. I can write lyrics, but in terms of putting music together, like I say, it's a thing that's just moving and evolving. That was really exciting, but I had to totally trust you.
Well, I'm really proud with what we came up with. So here's Dance of Sina. So hope you enjoy.
Enjoy.